Yo, so I'll give them a quick introduction, yo. So these guys are the only crew in New England, maybe one of the only few crews in the country that are directly dedicated to contributing to the commitment of fostering youth education programs, right? Committed towards representing where we come from, which is very important to us out here in Providence, because a lot of the issues that we heard a lot of the people speak about, inner city youth, you know, are things that that's where we come from, and that's what we directly want to be involved in. But yeah, they're pretty much the only crew that you can think of whose sole mission is backed by uplifting and promoting youth development and making sure that kids are still continuing to be educated about hip hop and breaking right here in Providence.
Word. Summed up in a cup, right? So Project 401's been around since 2010. We celebrated 15 years this year, and really fast. So one thing that I always say all the time online, or if you see me talking, I'm always speaking about traditions. So I come from the street culture tradition, but I'm somebody that went through things, right? I've been through the streets like in a very serious way. So what led me to starting Project 401 was, if you look at my family members, and a lot of us can attest to this, a lot of our family members are not that right. They're not all there, you know, like some of them are working hard, but they're not making it, you know, so a lot of my family members are like that, right? So statistically, I'm not supposed to be here. If you see my family, it's like I should have been in a bad place, right? So some of those things really led me to pushing something more important forward, which was to have a passion to give back, but also like open up doors behind the simple fact of love, peace, unity, respect, knowledge, and having fun. Yeah. And that's our model, right? And sometimes it seems like gimmicky to say that, but as you see what Ronald of Providence just said, like we really live that, right? Like we put ourselves out there, we work with all the organizations out here, like we're very known in the city because of that work, right? You'll see us in like a festival and you'll catch us in a little spot like doing things with kids and things like that, and all those people realize that, you know? So just going off of that, and then I'll let Biggs get on really fast. He's a testament to it, right? He's one of the first students that came out of Project 401. And it really fast, if you see the pictures real back there, that's Project 401 in the essence, right? That's all the pictures from 2010 all the way to 15. Those are all the people involved. Taylor is an attestment to that. Ronald came after, right? Izzy B. So really quick to introduce a little more of Project 401, because when I came back, I had stopped breaking 2005, 2006. By 2007, I came back, but I'm like, I have to do something with this. If not, I'm gonna go down, right? There was no other options for me. It's either I go down or I make something up. And I was kind of already around people like Izzy, Bubba, Spaz, Little Pals would be around, Oleg, you know what I mean? Darain, and Kane. Kane is another one I remember. So I would come to the spot at AS220 when they would be at AS220, and then that was from like 05 all the way to 2010, right? And then I took over 2010, and we just kept on with Project 401 type of thing. But so that's how it all started. Like Izzy is one of the founders of QTK, which is Quick to Breakthrough. And when I came back, I just ran into them because the person that I started breaking with, some of you guys may know him, some of you guys may not, which is Boy Red or Bubs. I don't know what other names he has, but so that's somebody that I've known since 5th grade. That was my partner throughout my whole career, you know, and then life took over, as you can see. So he's another testament to where I could have went myself, right? Because Bubs had a very rough life, very, very rough life, like all of us, but we had to make decisions. We had to make real choices in life, and that's somebody that I use as so you can see the clearer picture of like what could have happened, right? So I'll let Face go on because he was one of the guys that came in after.
As you can see, breaking is an outlet that helps all of us, deal with our problems and keeps us in a positive, healthy space. For me, I started in 2010. I grew up, originally I was born in Puerto Rico, and I came into Providence, straight from the island to Providence. I had deal with a lot of things going on in the family, just like most of us do. But I didn't really have a dancing background. I didn't have like the family gathering where they taught me some awesome steps, things like that. I really started dancing in college. I went to the University of Rhode Island out here in 2010. So by 2011, I kind of came back to town and kind of seen a lot of my friends breaking together, and so I kind of just hung out with them. So I want to say that I came from like the park boom. So there was a bunch of breakers out here dancing in the park, and we kind of came out of that. We after that, yeah, go ahead. It's I'm not sure the street name, but it's over there off a reservoir. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? A little small park. But yeah, there was like a big boom of us breaking just outside. Yeah. So like from that from just friends hanging out, we kind of just met some of the older b-boys like Face and the QTK squad. And when Project Pro was started, I was in college. It started really when I came down to town, and we were all going to Brown University, where most of our colleagues and friends started Project Pro One. One of the main keys and things that took off. And this is the origin of Project Pro One. It started with a homie named Pierre. He came down from California. He's one of the members of the Great Tornadoes. So he kind of gave us the blueprint from the West Side to kind of continue the movement and mission to uplift the youth and work with the community. So after he passed on the blueprint, Project Pro One kind of just took off on its own. At some point, Project Pro was a regional thing. There was a lot of people involved. Taylor was at some point the president after Pierre left. So there was a lot of shifting parts of what had happened. We have Garrett in the house. He was a big advocate for Project 401. So yeah.
Jonathan on Wheels, right?
Yeah. So we kind of had a connection with a lot of colleges. So we try to implement what we know and learn back to the organization. And now where it's at today, right now, as you know, me and Gene, we work at schools. So every day we're mentoring. We're always working with the youth, staying connected with families. So every chance we get, we're always trying to spread the mission of Project 401 and always trying to bring back those kids, and just continue to influence, the next generation. That's where we're at today.
Word, appreciate you. All right, we're gonna give a quick question, 30 seconds for questions. Let's go.
It's not really a question, it's more props to these guys. So I'm from Massachusetts, I've grown up in Massachusetts, but Izzy was one of the first Providence people that hooked up with me, and his basement was like our open practice, because I used to work in Rhode Island, teaching martial arts in Rhode Island, all over the place at a dojo, and he was one of the first people to link up. And then when you started doing Brown practices, that's when I first met you guys. And I just want to say, I don't think a lot of people understand or think about this, but the kind of old school way of learning breaking was you go to an open practice and you hope someone teaches you something, a little tidbit, and then you got to go do your thing. Because when you're in an open practice, everybody's working on their own shit. A lot of these guys are competitors. When you're a competitor, it's hard to teach someone while you're competing, because you're also theoretically teaching your competition, but
you gotta build that trust.
Yeah, but when you have places that are specifically for teaching, that is their entire goal. It is not worried about who this kid is. Their entire focus is to teach this kid, to build them up. I think that's really important, as versus a open practice kind of session where you teach them a little bit, but they're never going to be fully invested in you to teach you all the parts. So I think that's just really important to point out.
Yo, so just one more minute, I'm gonna give the mic to Izzy. right? Izzy's pretty much what he touched upon the basement. Pretty much that basement is like the most legendary spot for us people out here in Providence. It gave a lot of us Providence breakers a home for a minute. For me, it gave me a home from 20 years old to about last year that you finally were out of there, right? So for almost 10 years, that actually gave me, Sweet D, and everybody that we would bring to Prov was bringing them to the basement. I battled this guy in the basement. I battled Volant in the basement. These guys from Maine have come down to the basement. Connor, this guy has been in the basement. All these guys have been in the basement.
That was the first time I met you.
Yeah, so that basement for us is literally was like, that was the building blocks for our mentality out here in Rhode Island, and the spot that we're at now at AS220, it's actually because of this guy running it. Back then, we're lucky now enough to have it, and now we're continuing on a legacy that now every time we get older generations to come into that building, that's like the building that they were at 15 years ago. So for us, it's like it's a full circle moment to be able to have the current generation that was first hosting it for us there. That's where I first saw like breaking hip hop for the first time was at AS220. So for us to be now in a position where we're now experiencing the same thing with like Providence youth, high school kids, community college kids, because we see all the universities teaching, like all the Ivy Leagues teaching in the area, in the New England area. Very, very few of them. I don't know of any of them, if there's any clubs or community colleges, but none of the universities make an effort to try to reach out to the community colleges in any of these cities and to try to contribute and elevate those communities as well, which is where actually the inner city youth are actually going to. So for us, we're very proud that now we have kids at our community college that are coming into our practices. We have kids at our high school that are coming out of our practices. We have youngins like Felix that are coming into our practices, and we also have the older generations that are coming to our practices. But for me, on a personal note, it wouldn't be possible without Izzy, who like showed me all of this without even like intending to show it to me, right? Like all the taking pictures, all of that. He has a scrapbook full of like pictures of us in the basement for like 10 years, and I never took a single picture, but he took all of that, you know? But that's part of the reason why now I document everything. I take pictures, I make sure that I'm capturing all these moments, because I saw how much those moments really meant. You know what I mean?
Izzy's like a quiet historian.
Yeah.
He really is. If you ever been in his basement, you see how everything's set up, you definitely see the history in there, the tradition and everything else.
Yo, so Izzy, if you want, let's listen for 30 seconds if you want.
Yo, I don't even know what to say. If you really want to reach the kids, you have to be in the streets. You have, like, that's where I started, and nobody was teaching me. I had to teach myself. And then eventually I ended up meeting people. But if you really want to teach people, it's not about the studio. When it comes out, you teach them kids in the streets, you know what I mean? Because they'll come to you. That's all I got to say.
Yo, let's go. Give it up for Izzy. Thank you to everybody that took a moment to hear us out, speak. We're gonna get right into the battles.